Hello everyone, my name is Li Hao. So today we are going to look at Advent of Code 2020. So this is day 4. If you haven't watched any of my previous days video, please links at the corner. Right, so Advent of Code is a series of programming challenges on the Advent calendar. So every day you have two mini challenge, or rather one with part 1 and part 2. And the task is to finish both of them, right? Finish one will give you 1 gold star, and finish the other will give you another gold star. With 2 gold stars, is the goal of the day, right? And once you collect all the gold stars until the 25th of December, you finish Advent of Code. Well, yeah, that's about it, right? So we are going to take a look at day 4, and here is where we left off the last time. Calendar, and we are going to look at day 4. Day 4, passport processing. Right, you arrive at the airport only to realize that you grabbed your North Pole credentials instead of your passport. While these documents are extremely similar, North Pole credentials aren't issued by a country and therefore aren't actually valid documentation for travel in most of the world. Well, it seems like you're not the only one having problems though. A very long line has formed for the automatic passport scanners, and the delay could upset your travel itinerary. Well, due to some questionable network security, you realize you might be able to solve both of these problems at the same time. While the automatic passport scanners are slow because they are having trouble detecting which passports have all required fields. Well, these are the fields that they are expecting, right? So passport data is validated in batch files. So your puzzle input, and each passport is represented by a sequence of key value pairs separated by spaces or new lines, and passports are separated by blank lines, right? So I guess this is one passport, and one blank line, this is another passport, and blank line, this is another passport, right? So the first passport is valid. 8 fields are present, and second is invalid because it's missing the height field. Third passport is interesting, only missing the field CID. But so it looks like from a North Pole credentials. So North Pole has no country. Well, not a passport at all. Surely nobody would mind if you made a system temporarily ignore missing CID fields. So treat this passport as valid passport. It's North Pole credentials. Well, according to the above rules, wait, I skipped one line. So fourth passport missing 2 fields, CID and BYR. BYR stands for birth year. Missing CID is fine, but missing another field is not, so this passport is invalid. So according to the above rules, your improved system would report 2 valid passports. So our job is to count the number of valid passports, those that have all required fields. So CID as optional. In your batch file, how many passports are valid? So to begin, this is our input. Ooh, okay. So we're going to save this file as input text. And I'm going to clear over here. I'm going to copy this file. Copy to day 4. I'm going to create a new code file. Day 4 as well. And I'll open day 4 JS files. Right? As I mentioned earlier in the previous video, I love JavaScript and I will only write in JavaScript for this. Right, so first thing first is to read the content of the file. So read file sync. The file name is day4.txt and encoding. Right, so once we read our files, what we're going to do next is actually process the file. We're going to do it line by line, right? So what we do is we're going to split by new line character, and this is number of lines we have, right? So one passport may span multiple lines, right? So we can't do like a map like what we have done previously. We are going to manually traverse through all the lines. So we're gonna have 4 const line of lines, and we don't actually need the passport details per se. Let's see. Probably we will keep a current passport. So current passport. So every time we reach the end, we'll clear the current passport, right? So the next thing is we're gonna parse. For each line, we're gonna parse the content, right? Again, I think I've mentioned in a previous video. You can check week 2, I think, day 2, where I use regular expressions to solve this, and I'm gonna use that again as well. So this is again a perfect target for regular expressions. So one sample of things that we can match is key value pair, right? So we're gonna use key and then value, right? To be safe, I would say that probably I'm gonna get all the fields so that it's not arbitrary characters. So all the key fields that is possible is this. So one possible issue with matching this is that if we have something like this, then because how regex matches greedily, this may be the key and this may be the value. But maybe what we want is this is the key and this is the value, right? So what we're gonna do here again, I think I showed this quick lazy keyboard hack. I'm gonna do this and delete. This will quickly get me man, I need to clear the spaces. Okay, so this is new. Command D or Control D in Windows. This is keyboard shortcut for VS Code. This quickly selects things that matches. So how you use is you first highlight the thing that you feel that you want to match, and you Command D to highlight all the matches, right? And then I'm gonna clear this. Okay. So this over here instead, we only match the key that matches like these values, right? So this is our regex, and we are going to use a global regex because we're gonna match multiple of it multiple times, right? So sorry, line dot match, and we are going to call the regex, and we're gonna have a variable called match equals. So this is a pattern of doing matching multiple times where you keep calling line.match and you assign it to a variable called match, and if the variable itself is null, then this wall will break. When does it become null? Is when you can't match anything else, anymore, right? So once you match, you found a match, then we have two matching group, right? So I'm gonna get key and value equals to match. Actually, we don't need the value. We don't even know the value, right? Actually, need only the key. So, but we use it nonetheless. We can have current passport's key equals value, right? So this will build up our current passport, right? Okay, so if we are encountering a line that is empty line, so which means that this line has no character at all, then we don't have to execute anything of this, right? What we do here is actually we reach the end of the passport. Actually, once we reach the end of the passport, we actually want to count or want to know whether this passport itself is valid. So I'm going to have a variable called count valid passport, and if is valid the current passport, then we're gonna increment, right? And we do this is because once we reach the end, actually we also need to do it again. Okay, unless we cheat a bit. So in the last line of the input is also another line of new line, empty space. So basically we don't have to we'll still execute this at the last line, right? If the last line is not an empty space, then probably we have to come here and do the last check where because check the last passport, right? So we don't have to do that. That's good. That's great. So how do we count whether it's valid, right? So function is valid passport. We are just gonna check whether all the keys that we want is in there, right? Think every key except CID is required. So again, quick typing. So I'm gonna add a pipe character over here so that I can match as many number of the key that I want, right? This is sometimes I type extra characters so that it can be faster in selecting. This is another keyboard shortcut hack. So I'm gonna type enter. So here I have all of this, and actually to know whether a current passport has this key, what you do is in passport, I'm gonna wrap them with brackets and I'm gonna wrap it with n. Well, we don't need the extra n at the very end, and I think this is it, right? So at the end of the program, we're going to console log, and then we're going to call log out the count valid passport, and format our code a bit. That's it. Let's try. Hey, sorry, we should run node. Hold on, this is invalid. Oh wait, this is an extra. Now, no. Wait. Wait. My God. I'm not quite sure whether this is correct. Try again. Okay, so it's not a formatting issue. Then it must be okay. So first thing first is that we're gonna see whether what is the match that we get. Oh, we didn't match anything. Okay. Oh, okay. My bad. This matches white space. What we want is not a white space, which is capital S. Let me remove this line and try to run that again. Wait, did we run into infinite loop? Something wrong again with this. Match. And we keep matching the same. Wait, hold on. It is. Wait, it feels like we are. Oh man, I think I make the other way around. So it should be regex.exec line. Yeah, sorry, I always confuse with this API. If a string.match a global regex, it will return a list of matches. But if you get a regex to execute the string, you get a match. And because it is a global regular expressions, it stores the state of the previous matches so that the next time you execute again on the same regex instance, same regular expression instance, you actually starts from the last character that you matches, right? That's how this while loop works. So we get 282. We're gonna paste it in. That's not the right answer. Well. So now seems the matching is correct, So the next thing is we are going to check this, right, is valid passport. So console log passport. I think I post it here and I'm gonna see whether it's true or not. It's valid. Wait, this should be current passport. Right, so I can't tell which one is invalid. Looks like all are valid, right? Oh wait, I know what's wrong. We didn't clear current passports, right? So once we reach here, we need to clear current passport so that it starts with a new passport, right? Okay, 250. I believe this time around we are going to get it correct. Yay! We're right. Well, that's the right answer. You got 1 gold star. Well, let's go to part 2. Part 2. Well, the line is moving more quickly now, but you overhear airport security talking about how passports with invalid data are getting through. Better add some data validation quick. Well, you can add to ignore the CID field. You can continue to ignore CID field, but each of the other fields has stricter rules about what values are valid for automatic validation. Well, birth year have to be 4 digits. Issue year has to be 4 digits, at least within this range. Expiry year, height, blah blah blah. And then your job is to count the passport where all required fields are both present and valid according to above rules. Right. Okay, so again, wow, so many rules. Okay, right, so we're gonna return how many valid passports, right? So we're gonna look at the rules again one by one, and we're gonna write the code at the same time, right? I can't remember all the rules and then write it all out. So birth year 4 digits, at least 1920 and 2022, 2002. So examples over here, this is valid, this is invalid, because this is after 2002, right? So birth year, okay, right now what we're going to change is the is valid passport function. So we're gonna have a series of conditions that if it not passed, we're gonna return false quickly, right? This is like a short circuit pattern, right? So so that keep our code less nested. Instead of like if and then you continue if within the loop, right? Continue within if of the if case. So this is false. If it's not birth year, right, then it's false. If in this case when we reach here, passport.byr is something, right? So what we need to do now is that we need to check whether it's 4 digits and at least 1920 and 2002, right? So I think can assume we just convert it to a number. If it's not a number, wait, it's not a number, return false, return early, right? And if BRR less than 1920 or greater than 2003, return false, right? Good. Next rule, issue year 4 digits, at least 2010, at most 2020. I'm gonna paste it here so that I don't have to keep referring. So if, okay, here it's my laziness again. Since we're gonna do the if multiple times, I'm gonna do it here, right? So if not, return false. So we're gonna shift this up, and okay, over here we already know that number passport IYR exists. So if it's not a number, false, right? If IYR less than 2010 or greater than 2020, then return false. Okay. Next rule, EYR, expiration year, at least 2020, at most 2030, right? So same thing, I'm going to copy this. Now I'm getting more and more lazy. So EYR, right? So I use Option key and up down arrow key so that I can move lines quickly. And over here, I'm gonna use the Command D again to quickly select IYR and replace it to EYR. And condition is 2020 and at most 2030, right? Okay, next thing, height. Height, followed by either cm or inches, right? If it's cm, then at least 150, at most 93. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. I can't remember all of it. Right, so it says here, and the example is that number in or number cm, right? There's a few ways of doing it. You can, using regex again, we can match and then I think matching is faster to me, I think. So match. So the first thing is the number and the second is the unit, right? I would say height equals to passport.hgt.match and regex would be d plus and then cm or in, right? So if unit equals to cm, okay, so height itself, we need to convert it to number height, right? So if height number less than at least less than 150 or height number more than 193, return false. Unit, if it's inches, well, I'm gonna copy this line again. Height 59 or 76, return false. Else, probably you may have some other weird units, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say return false, right? HCL, what is HCL? Hair color. Hash followed by exactly 6 characters of 0 to 9 A or F. Right, this is a perfect candidate for using a regex to see whether it matches or not. Right, so if it's not HCL, return false. If passport HCL.match, if it does not match with hash and 6 character, so here we're gonna use this 0 to 9 A to F, 6. If it does not match, then we return false. Again, you can see how useful it is to know about regular expressions. So do practice your regular expressions. Eye color, exactly one of these values, right? So again, we are gonna be super lazy over here. Gonna make an extra space so that I can select the space, and then I can now select each of the character, each of the phrase. Gonna make make it. I'm gonna like this. It's okay since ECL. Right, if it's not either of them, return false. Right. Yeah, probably. Yep. Not sure whether I need brackets. I'm always very unsure about brackets precedence. So to be safe, I'm going to wrap it with brackets. Lastly, passport. It should be 9-digit number including leading zeros. Right? Again, it sounds like regex again. So return false. If passport PID dot match start end, return false. Okay, so 9 characters, so 0 to 9, 9-digit. If it does not match, return false. Finally, return true. Right. Okay, let's run this. Hopefully it works. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot to check this. So it may not match at all because it's invalid input. So over here, I'm gonna call it height match. If height match is not an array, I'm going to return false, return early, right? And okay, now here we go again. 158. Does it work? Let's try it. Finger crossed. Yay! So that's the right answer. We get another gold star and we clear day 4. Wow. Okay, so next day is day 5. And if you want to... Yeah, I'm just lethargic of solving this problem. So, this is day 4, and day 5 will be the next video. So please do subscribe my channel if you want to get notified when I post my next video. Right? Advent of code, you can try it out yourself. See you next time. Bye.